fact, on your screens right now, CCTV footage of the moment of the blast that has now been accessed by Republic TV. In fact, this was an aerial attack. What you can see right now on your screens is the very building that basically came under attack when we're given to understand that an IED was basically dropped. We are not playing out images of the extent of the damage that has basically taken place as far as the building is concerned. But important to point out, there were two blasts that took place. The first blast that took place was around 1:45 in the morning. That ripped off the roof of a building at the technical area of the airport that's basically manned by the Indian Air Force. Let me try and go across to my colleague Gursimran, who's accessed the CCTV footage. Gursimran, walk us through the details that you're picking up and also try and explain this entire CCTV footage that you've accessed. What time is it of? And we're being told, at least on the screens, we can see that's of 1:42. That's the time stamp, and 1:45 is when the blast actually took place.
See, Shravan, the first CCTV footage is of 1:42. However, there is some difference in the times of the second blast. But this is the CCTV footage when the blast took place. This is exclusively accessed by the Republic Media Network, and this shows when the first blast took place and when exactly the second blast took place. I hope we are displaying that CCTV footage on screen and to tell us viewers the exclusive place where the exactly blast has taken place. This is of 1:39 and 1:42. These are two different time frames and from two different cameras, so there is a difference in the time which is being shown on the top of this CCTV footage. But there was a difference of almost 5.5 minutes between the two blasts, and there you can see the loud bangs can be heard in the first video, and these CCTV footage, there you can see the spark of the light. This spark of the light is the blast that has taken place, the twin blasts that have taken place inside Indian Air Force Station. This light shows the intensity of these blasts, that how high intensity blasts these were, that lights almost scattered everywhere. It can be clearly seen in the CCTV footages that have been exclusively accessed by the Republic Media Network. Shravan.
Well, we'll stay with these images that we are picking up right now from our sources in Jammu, that Gursimran rather has accessed exclusive footage of the very building that basically came under the attack. We're not putting out images of the damage that has basically taken place, but we are being told that one of the buildings from where this blast took place, there was minor damage and also very minor injuries sustained by the Indian Air Force personnel who were basically carrying out a recce of the area, or rather examining the very area, the assessment that was basically done. Now, what we know so far, all possible angles are essentially being probed at this point in time, whether it was just a drone attack or whether balloons that were basically used by Pakistan is something that is being looked into. Remember, both of them, as far as drones and balloons are concerned, both are methods that have essentially been employed by Pakistani terrorist groups to drop arms in the Jammu area. In fact, in Kathua and Akhnur, two sectors, we have seen major arm drops taking place in the year 2019 as well as in 2020. In fact, as far as drones are concerned, of several ammunition rounds, not just that, M4 carbines, AK-47s, AK-56, they've all been dropped by the use of hexadrone in drones is what we are being told. As far as this PIA balloons are concerned, they've also been intercepted by the border security force. Important to point out here is that these are images that becomes very important to try and understand what really transpired just moments before the blast actually took place. And not just that, very important to point out here is that these are images of the very building where the blast took place. Experts also raising this question whether at all this is a dry run or not. Joining me on this broadcast is also my colleague Deepthi. Deepthi, take it through what we know so far as various sources within the agencies are concerned and what we know so far.
Thank you so much. You've also been piecing together that big story for us. And this is one more lead that Republic has been able to access These are exclusive CCTV images right now of the Jammu blast that have been accessed by Republic. Remember earlier also we showed you another part of a CCTV footage. Now, if you look at the counter, I think on the top very, very closely, this I think is the second blast that we are looking at. 1:42 a.m. is the counter. If you look at that closely, it mentions the date, 27th of June, 2021. The time is 1:42 a.m. And in the moments that we are talking, you will just see that moment, 1:42:29. That means 1 a.m., 42 minutes, 29 seconds is where we see that explosion. You suddenly see that explosion, that whiff of light, also that has been captured through different angles of the CCTV cameras. Gursimran also has been getting us more details of what has happened so far on that story. And as remember here at Republic, we continue with our non-stop rolling coverage of what has happened so far. Where does the investigation today stand? All these investigative pieces are extremely important as we build up the entire story.